Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to make a revision in the science grade 7. First, we will revise the in unit 1. Number 1, write the scientific term or what's meant by. Elements have luster, good conductors of heat and electricity, malleable and ductile, and they contain less 4 electrons in the outermost energy levels. Okay, this is the metals. Okay, and if you have the elements have bad conductors of heat, bad conductor of electricity, and not malleable, not ductile, so this is our non-metals. Okay. The only non-metal that exists in the liquid state, this is the bromine. Okay. An atom gives an electron or more during the chemical reaction. This is the positive ion. Okay. An atom that doesn't give or gain any electrons, this is the noble gases or inert gases. Why? Because they are saturated with electrons in the outermost energy level. Okay. A bond rises between 2 hydrogen atoms where each atom shares with 1 electron. This is the single covalent bond. Single covalent bond. Each hydrogen shares with 1 electron to form single covalent bond. Number 8, a bond resulting from the participation of each of the 2 atoms where 3 electrons. This is the triple covalent bond, and this is the bond between nitrogen atoms. Number 9, the number of electrons gained, lost, or even shared by an atom during the chemical reaction. This is the valency. This is the valency, and you must keep all the valences of elements in your book. Okay, because this is very important to write the chemical formula. A set of atoms join together and behave like one atom. Only this is the atomic group. Okay, compounds resulted from the combination between oxygen and element even through its metal or non-metal. This is oxide. Compounds produced as a result of the chemical combination of a positive metal and negative atomic group. This is a salt. Okay. Poisonous gases that affect of the both eye and nervous system. This is the nitrogen gas. Okay, let's move on to the complete the following statements. Number 1, the positive ion carries a number of positive charge equals the number of given electrons. During the chemical reaction, sodium atom, the electron configuration of sodium atom is what is the electron configuration of sodium atom? This is 2, 8, 1. Okay, the outer level contains only 1 electron, so the sodium tend to lose its electron and change into positive ion, and change into positive ion. Okay, continue. The number of electrons in the outer shell of magnesium. What is the electron configuration of magnesium? Configuration of magnesium. Two, 8, 2. Okay, because its atomic number is 12, so that the electron configuration of magnesium is 2, 8, 2. So the outer level contains 2 electrons. Okay. Number 4, space is the only liquid metal. What is the liquid metal? This is the mercury, while the bromine is only liquid non-metal. The negative ion carries a number of negative charges equal to the number of what? Of gained electrons. Okay, number 7, the chemical bond in magnesium oxide molecule is, what is the kind of bond between magnesium and oxide? Magnesium is metal and oxygen is non-metal. So when the magnesium reacts with magnesium, it will form the ionic bond. So the chemical bond in the magnesium is ionic bond, while bond in oxygen molecule is double covalent bond. The bond in hydrogen molecule is single covalent bond, while the bond in nitrogen molecule is triple covalent bond. The valency of aluminium El13 is, what is the valency of aluminium? Is trivalent. Why? Because aluminium tend to loses 3 electrons in the outer shells, while that calcium 20, the electron configuration of calcium 2882, so the calcium tend to lose 2 electrons during the chemical reaction. The valency of sulfur atom may be what? Maybe divalent, tetravalent, and hexavalent. The symbol of sulfate group is SO4, and it is formed a group of atoms in different elements. Okay, let's move on to the write the chemical formula. Number 1, sodium hydroxide. What is the symbol of sodium? What is the symbol of sodium? Sodium Na. Okay, and the hydroxide OH. So the chemical formula of sodium hydroxide is NaOH. Number 2, sodium sulfate. Sodium, and you must know the valency of sodium is 1 and the valency of OH or hydroxide is 1. So we are not right the valences in both of them. Sodium sulfate, the symbol of sodium is Na, and the sulfate is O4. So the valency of sulfate is 2. So exchange the 2 elements, exchange the valences. So we must write the number 2 beside the sodium. So the sodium is Na2SO4. Copper nitrate, CuNO3. Sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid, this is the acid start with H. H2SO4. Copper sulfate, CuSO4. Aluminium oxide, Al2O3. Calcium chloride, CaCl2. Why we put here 2? Because the valency of calcium is 2, okay? And here the calcium is, its valency is 1. Okay, this is about the chemical formula. Okay, let's move on to the chemical equation representing the following. Number 1, pairing of carbon in the presence of oxygen. This is the first equation, and then indicate the type. What is the meaning of type? Type means element with element, element with compound, compound with compound. Number 1, pairing of carbon and the presence of oxygen. The symbol of carbon is C. Plus O2. Okay, this is oxygen gas. Carbon reacts with oxygen, okay, forming carbon dioxide. And the type of this equation is element with element. Number 2, reaction of ammonia gas and hydraulic acid. The symbol of ammonia NH3 plus hydraulic acid. This is acid, start with H, HCl, forming NH4Cl, ammonium chloride. And what is the type of this equation? This is compound with another compound. Number 3, reaction of carbon monoxide and oxygen. Okay, this is the last equation. CO. This is the carbon monoxide, not dioxide. Okay, so because we have only one oxygen. So the carbon monoxide reacts with oxygen gas. Okay, don't write the oxygen gas in single atom, okay, because oxygen gas, okay, we must write it in the form of molecule, like this, O2. So carbon monoxide reacts with oxygen, forming carbon dioxide. So we must put here 2, and we must put 2 here. Why? Okay, to make sure the balance of equation. Here we have 2 carbon atoms, and here we have 2 carbon atoms. Here in the reactants we have 4 oxygen. 4 oxygen, 2 oxygen plus 2 oxygen, 4. And here 2 times 2 equals 4. So we have 4 oxygen atoms in the reactants, and we have 4 oxygen atoms in the products. Okay, is it clear? Okay, let's move on to the calculate the masses of reactants and the products. Number 1, the first equation, HCl react with sodium hydroxide, forming sodium chloride and water. Okay, and we have the masses of each element. Okay, first you must separate between reactant and products like this. Okay, what is the mass of hydrogen? Equals 1. Cl 35.5 plus the mass of sodium is 23, and oxygen equals 16, plus hydrogen equals 1. Okay, all of these equals 76.5 gram. The measuring unit of mass is gram. Okay, this is about the reactants. What about the products? Okay, let's find the masses of products. The mass of sodium is 23 plus the mass of calcium is 35.5 plus we have 2 hydrogen atoms, okay, so you must times the 2 times 1 plus 16. This is the mass of oxygen, so all of these equals also 76.5 gram. So this equation achieves, okay, let's continue. So we are talking about calculate the masses of reactants and the products, okay. So here the number of reactants equals 67.5 gram and the masses of products equals 67.5 gram, okay. That means this equation achieves the law of conservation of matter. Okay, let's move on to the unit 2. Universal forces in nature are divided into 3 divisions, which are attraction force or gravity, and electromagnetic force and nuclear forces. Object's center of gravity is the point of the center of the object, which is forces and gravity affects it. The mass and gravity are the factors affecting of the attraction. The object's weight increases, okay, as the height from the earth center is decreases, okay, and the opposite is correct. By increasing the height, the weight of object decreases, and by decreasing the height, the weight of object increases. Electromagnetic is made by the idea of changing from what? Changing from electric energy into magnetic energy. Electromagnet is used in making what? Electric bell, dynamo, and electric motor. Electric generator or dynamo, okay? Electric generator or dynamo changes from what? From mechanical energy or kinetic energy into electric energy. But the electric motor, it changes from electric energy to kinetic energy. Strong nuclear forces are used in producing electric energy and military purposes. Number 12, space force prevent feet from slipping and roads during the what? Friction force prevent feet from slipping on road during the walking. Friction help in what? Controlling moving cars due to the friction between the brakes and cars tires. The contraction and relaxation of muscle, okay, help the body organs to move. Number 17, sound waves and water waves are examples of what? Mechanical or electromagnetic? No, because sound and water waves are example of mechanical waves. Water waves is an example of what? Of electromagnetic or mechanical waves, while light waves is an example of electromagnetic waves. Thunder sound transfers in the form of sound waves, whereas lightning flash transfers in the form of electromagnetic force or electromagnetic waves, sorry. Light waves can spread out in all media. Light waves can spread out in all media because they don't medium to propagate, but the mechanical waves need medium to propagate. Light waves can spread out in all media and space or vacuum with velocity of 3 times 10 power 8 meter per second. Number 2, choose the correct answer. A force is an effect. Always change the phase and object motion only. Never changes the phase of an object motion. Always change both objects' phase and direction. May change the phase of object and motion is the correct answer, number D. Okay, an object's weight of Earth's surface related to the attraction forces. The bar used in electromagnet is made of wrought iron because the electromagnet consists of wrought or iron bar and copper coiling around this bar and battery or source of electricity. Electromagnet is used in making the calculator, electric bell, microscope, night vision. The correct answer, letter B, electric bell. The electric motor changes from what? We said before that. The electric motor changes from electric energy into mechanical energy. Some electric power stations work by the nuclear force or nuclear energy. When the horse is tripped, the horse rider is suddenly rushed forward, and this is related the force of what? Of inertia. The car brake performance is an application of what? Application of friction forces. Car tires are covered with very cool substance to what? To increase the friction between the wheels and tire and road. Space in the form of forces inside living organisms. Forces, the contraction and relaxation of muscles, and also the contraction and relaxation of the muscle of heart. When the two cars moved in the same direction with velocity 80 km per hour. So the driver of the first imagines that the second car moves with what? The zero. Number 3, write the scientific term, the ability of the Earth to attract an object to its center. This is the weight. An instrument used to change electric energy into magnetic energy. This is the electromagnet. Property of an object has a resist the change of its phase unless external force acted on it. This is the what? This is the friction force. No, this is okay. Number 4. This is number 5. This is the friction force, and number 4. This is the inertia. Number 7. It is the motion of an object in which the position is changed relative to the fixed point from initial to final position. This is the relative motion. An object's position changes as the time passes from its initial position to the final one. This is the transitional position. Okay, let's move on to the problems. If the Earth's gravity acceleration in the place is 90.8 meter per second square, find the weight of the following. Number 1, 0.3 kilogram masses ball, and another one, 50 kilogram masses mass boy. Okay, number 1, we must write the rule. The weight equals mass times gravity. Okay, what is the value of mass here? 0.3, and the gravity equals 9.8 equals Newton. And also here 50 times 9.8 Newton. Okay, give an example indicating each of the following. Relative motion: the moving car moves beside the other car. Transitional motion, like the motion of train, motion of car. Vibrating motion, like the motion of pendulum. Circular motion, like the rotation of Earth around the sun. Wave motion, like the water waves. Mechanical waves, like the sound waves. Okay, let's move on to the unit 3. The types of telescopes are reflected and refracted. Reflected and refracted. The planets revolve around the sun in the oval orbits, which lie in the plane in the perpendicular on the sun axis of rotation. The nearest planet to the sun is Earth. Number 1, Earth, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. What about the outer? The outer planet is Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are the inner planet. Uranus planet has 27 moons revolving around it, while Neptune planet has 12 moons revolving around it. The comet consists of 2 parts, which are the head and the tail. The head consists of ice and pieces of rocks and dust, and the tail consists of cloudy gases. Green plants uses carbon dioxide gas in the photosynthesis process. Granite rock consists of quartz, feldspar, and mica, while the basalt rocks consist of feldspar, olivine, and pyroxene. Sandstone consists of mainly the sand particles, and the sand particle consists of quartz. Marble is resulted from the transformation of limestone. The bigger unit which forms this universe, this is the galaxy, okay? Because the universe consists of millions of galaxies. And each galaxy consists of a group of stars. The farthest 4 planets from the sun, this is the inner planet. An inner planet has no atmosphere. We have 2, okay? So you can write the Mercury or Venus. The biggest inner planet, this is the Earth. Okay. The last one, compare between outer planet and the inner planets. Number 1, outer planet This is they are big planets, and their densities are low, okay, and they have large numbers of moons. What about inner planets? Inner planets, they are small planets, and this is they are the nearest planet to the sun, and their densities are high. Okay. This is the comparison between outer planets and inner planets. Sandstone and limestone. Sandstone, its color is yellow, but limestone is white. Sandstone, its texture is rough, and the limestone smooth. The sandstone consists of quartz, but the limestone consists of calcite, CO3. Okay, this is about all revision. Thank you for listening.